this way. You mentioned the magnitude. This is no longer just a game for America or even North America. This is worldwide. People watching from just about every country in the world. This is impressive.
The biggest stage, the biggest game, and just about ready to roll.
23.
They'll start on the ground. Etienne, nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25. This Super Bowl, of course, just a huge one for this head coach. The first time he's walked the sidelines in a game of this magnitude. And you know, I might normally ask the cliche, what's going through his mind right now? But maybe the better question, CD, what do you think are the pitfalls of being a first-time head coach in this game?
Well, you know it's something that he thought about, Brandon, and he had to. And he was thinking about it long before he got to this stage. As the season progressed and he saw that his team was good, if he was smart, he started to make plans right then and there. Reach out to other coaches who've been there before. Find out how they handled winning, losing, handling all the ticket situations, travel, practice, all those things. And then trust your gut, make your best decision, and put it all out there and give your team their best chance to win.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Hey, Ron.
Etienne once more. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
You know, it's not just all athleticism from defensive linemen. Let's give them a little credit for their football intelligence as well. Read and react by them, understood the play call, and stacked it up and stuffed the run.
Second and 9.
Right, let's go.
Now a handoff to Bigsby. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a 1st down as well.
Hey, go. Here we go.
Etienne up the middle. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it.
Lion.
On 2nd down, Etienne once more. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
I think we got to give it up for him right there. That's a heck of an athletic move for a big man right in the middle of the line. How about the play he makes there? Nowhere to run, and he finishes that one off for a loss.
And they'll need the 39 here for a 1st. This is 3rd down. Lawrence will throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
The Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. .43 yards on the punt. 7-yard return, and the 49ers will take over deep in their own territory. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting 1 more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
Here is 3rd down and 4. Connects with Kittle underneath. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Last play, they didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Now they gain almost 40 yards here. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Trayvon Walker. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. So a nice bounce back there defensively after giving up the big play.
Yeah, you can either get down on yourself or you can get motivated. And that time, they dropped him for a loss. So I would say that they got motivated and made the play.
Operating from the gun, Barton. Tries to hit Jennings, and it's intercepted. It's Devin Lloyd with a pick. And the Jags are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And this is incomplete.
Everyone rolls into the Super Bowl saying, hey, I'm confident. I'll just do what I did before. But let's face it, you got to be wary of the jitters going into a big game like this. Super Bowl's unlike any other game you're going to play.
And now he's starting out 0 for 2. We'll see if he can rebound.
13, Lou.
From midfield now, Lawrence. That is caught, and he will have a Jaguars 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Hey.
On the counter, ETN. Even with him busting through the contact, he'll still be stopped just inside the 35. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 17-yard line. His 2nd catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a 1st down. Clock running under a minute to go in a scoreless 1st quarter. On 1st and 10, it's ETN. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the 1st half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Hey, run. Here we go.
And they'll go again with ETN. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. A 6-yard pickup on the ground that time, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And we've got a lot more ahead of us here in Super Bowl 60. 2nd quarter coming your way next. 0-0 our score. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4.
Hey, let's go. 11, again.
Now Lawrence. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And this won't be enough. Stopped a yard short after a gain of 3. 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
Now a field goal try coming up here for the Jags. This just a 24-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. And the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves. Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more than capable of finding an escape route and still getting a decent gain.
And he's going to have a Niners first down as the tackle made it about the 43-yard line.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack.
Trayvon Walker,
his second sack of the night.
How about that, partner? His second sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls, but only 3 have had the record number of 3 sacks in this game.
And we've got the list here. If he gets another one and everyone behaves nicely, we might just list those out for him. Operating from the gun, Barton. And this is caught, Jennings. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield.
That is Joshua Hines-Allen working his way in for the sack. But he continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. And these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material.
Hey, Lion!
On second down, Etienne once more.
And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gain decent yardage.
The offense on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Route. Hey, chill. Stay right open. Silver.
Here's Lawrence. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Jags first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, I'm gun.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence.
Eluding the pressure right. And he goes out right around the 39. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on 1st down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
Hey, I'm gun.
In motion goes the tight end.
From the gun, it's Lawrence.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old-school defense right now. The new-school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well.
Johnson on the return.
Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it on the first drive.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
2 minutes on the clock in the 2nd quarter of this Super Bowl.
A reminder, as we did all through the regular season, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman at halftime. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play.
2 yards to go, 2nd down.
Back to throw. Barton. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
Connects with Kittle underneath. And he is going to have a 49ers first down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down because they did not want to give the ball up here late in the half. They'd love to take the clock all the way down and score. This will definitely help the cause.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Looking to throw. Barton. This one caught by Kittle. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Barton. And that's caught inside the 30. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10.
A throw left side for Pearsall is complete.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
A nice throw there by the 4th-round pick, and he earns his guys a first down.
George Kittle from 3 yards out. And the Niners will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. I'll let you do the analysis, partner, but with every touchdown pass his young quarterback throws and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis. Impressed, aren't we both?
Yeah.
I mean, and why shouldn't we be? We've seen him improve throughout the year. We've seen him settle in now, and you can see the confidence of the team has grown. His confidence has grown. I think that everyone around this guy feels good about what they've seen, and it's also safe for him when he's driving home to turn on Sports Talk Radio. He's okay.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. With his slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive. Looking long for Thomas. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Here's 2nd and 10.
Go, let's go. 11. Here we go.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. Forced out to his left. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Great vision there by Lawrence as he scrambles for a first down.
Hey, run. Safe right. Hey, kill. 13, Luke. Go.
They'll look to throw here. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Go. Stay right open.
Lawrence. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
And I think you'd have to say their coaching staff, all things considered, had to be pleased with their performance in the first half of this Super Bowl.
Definitely pleased, doing their best not to show it to their team, of course, because as you and I both know, their mantra all season long has been finish. Get the job done. They know how close they are to lifting that trophy. One more solid half of football, and they can do exactly that.
Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8.
Cook up the gut. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
Third and 2.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on 4th down.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. 4th and 2, they got it. That was kind of that gray area. Is that a feel thing, whether you go run or pass there offensively?
I think it's a feel thing. It's a tendency thing about what you like to do yourself on offense, as well as knowing how strong they are against the run on defense. Got to make a decision, and they made the correct one.
On first down, he'll drop to throw.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Jordan Lewis.
And the Jaguars are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
That is a tough way to start the third quarter. You get the football, hoping to drive it down, put it in the end zone, and take the lead. Instead, they give them the football.
And I think the key here is for them to not get discouraged. That is not how they drew it up, not how they saw it in their minds. But there's a long way to go in this game. You know, they've just got to find a way to come back one play at a time. Yes, it's a cliche, but they can get it done.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
They'll start at the 40, so great starting field position following the interception.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Straight ahead, Etienne.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Now Lawrence.
And the Niners get there and bring him down.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
And the Niners are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. So still no touchdowns allowed by this defense. They get the interception there. CD, they have been rock solid.
And at this point, I think they have to expect that they're going to see some shots taken down the field. And that was almost a desperation throw right there, just kind of hoping something good can happen, a completion, a pass interference. But this was anticipated well, and they came up with the INT.
Throwing to start the drive.
Barton. Now, he's got a man complete. Touchdown, 49ers. Hollywood Marquise Brown, 72 yards. And the 49ers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Moody good with the extra point.
And the lead is up to 8.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And that one going to hop into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. His second catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down.
Brown goes in motion left. Now Lawrence to throw. They'll try and set up the screen to Etienne.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
11.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
Flushed out right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break contain and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
From the gun on third down, Lawrence. Targeting Thomas on the out route, making the catch.
And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40.
This 2nd and 4. Well, looks like they'll move things around here.
Again, it's Cook. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Well, that play was over before it even got started. Thanks for nothing, huh? How about that? That sets up a very difficult 3rd down call now.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. Looking to throw.
Barton. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. And that will extend their lead here to 17-6. The 49ers ready to kick it away. And here we go.
And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
They'll run with Etienne.
And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. By the skin of their teeth, they are able to convert on 3rd and inches.
Up next, the biggest quarter of the entire season. At the end of that, we get to crown a champion. We are through 3 here in Super Bowl 60.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Easy. Hey, easy. Route. Go. Let's go.
Back to throw. Lawrence. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hunter. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that will bring up 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
But sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
Hey. Here we go.
Here's a give to Etienne.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Safe right. Rip, 23.
Looking to throw. Lawrence.
That one complete downfield to Thomas.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line.
A handoff for Etienne.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And that's good for a gain of 6. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
And the slot man goes in motion left. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
This is caught, and he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Brian Thomas from 13 yards out. And the Jaguars have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Well, time to let those folks know who are tuning in looking for the late local news. We may be a moment because we've got a game again.
And, partner, except for those on the West Coast where it'll be seen in its regular time, right? That's the way it works, doesn't it? But how about that? Big-time drive right there. If they're going to have any chance, they needed a touchdown there, and they went right down the field and worked their way into the end zone.
And this is caught. So they took a chance, but they are back within a single point here in the 4th. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And the tension ratcheting up all around. A 1-score game. 4th quarter of the Super Bowl. This is what you folks came for. Every play with the potential to win or lose a title as they look to drain some time off this clock. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Another try for Guerendo. And he's got room. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Another big play here as they strike for 31. They've done a pretty good job containing him up until this drive, and until that run, there was no containing him at all.
Yeah, you're right about that. He finally popped free. But we didn't have to be in their practice sessions. We didn't have to be in their meeting rooms. They planned for a run like that to happen, maybe a couple of them. But what did they tell their guys all week? You know what they said. Move on to the next play. That one just happened. Let it go. I think as a running back in this spot, you have to understand there's not going to be a whole lot of room to run. And in this case, ball protection takes precedent over trying to make something happen.
They'll try the wide side with Cook. Bust through the tackle. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. James Cook, 25 yards. And the Niners are starting to pull away in the 4th quarter of this Super Bowl.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone. I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass. Let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Moody good with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And we're at the time in this Super Bowl where, look, they need points. Yeah, they need them badly. Trailing here in the 4th quarter as they begin this drive first. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Diamador Lenore. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. Extra point try now for Moody. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in the landing zone, this will come out to the 20. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10.
At their own 20-yard line.
11.
After the pick six, they go right back to the air. Thomas brings it in.
Down the left sideline.
Touchdown, Jaguars.
Brian Thomas.
His second touchdown of this Super Bowl.
And the Jaguars have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is trimmed down to 10.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
And they have been the better of the two sides to this point with a 2-score lead, 4th quarter of this Super Bowl. And the Lombardi Trophy within reach as they start this drive 1st and 10.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Here we go.
Off the play fake. Barton. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end.
Big strides, look at him go.
And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. And even 50 yards.
And this is seemingly how it's been all game long. This defense has been just a step too slow. And here they're burned again. Another big play.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. 2nd and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming. Off play action. Barton. That is caught by the tight end Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl.
And the Niners are feeling good as they extend their lead in this Super Bowl. Moody good with the extra point.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And that one going to hop into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Lawrence will throw.
He's going to find his running back. It's complete. Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
2nd down and a little more than a yard here.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1.
23. Silver.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now.
Take right open.
Here we go. Got to have it. Lawrence.
He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that may write a finish to this Super Bowl. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They start the drive with Cook.
And they are trying to play it cool down on the sidelines, but they know that they are very close now to wrapping this thing up and letting the celebration begin. A Super Bowl title within reach now as they try to polish this thing off.
And the San Francisco 49ers will hoist the Lombardi Trophy as Super Bowl champions. For the victors getting to hoist that Lombardi Trophy, you know, we've talked to guys that have done it, and they say there's no better feeling in sports.
I don't know how there can be. The journey to get to this game is incredible. And then to finally break through and win it when all eyes are on this game alone because there's nothing else going on, that's just got to be absolutely amazing. The task, incredible. But the accomplishment, forever.
On the podium is Commissioner Goodell. He'll present the Lombardi Trophy to the San Francisco 49ers. They are your Super Bowl 60 champions. So that'll conclude another captivating season of the NFL on EA Sports. So for Charles Davis and all the hardworking men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying good night from Santa Clara.